recently wrapped up, and this is part of your bonus training as a summit attendee. Here is Roger Graves Jr. He's going to be talking about JV partner promotion email sequences. I'm really excited about this. So I just want to welcome each and every one of you here. We're going to be starting shortly. We're just going to wait for a little bit to get to help people or give time for people to join in. And by the way, we're doing this on a Google Hangout. We also have a chat role, but it only accommodates 10 people right now. So I posted on the Facebook group as well as on my public timeline that if you have questions and you're not able to post on our chat line, our chat box, chat role here, just post it there and I will be checking it. I'm monitoring it. I'm going to have the questions answered by our speaker, Roger Graves, on this topic. So feel free to post your questions there. And I'm going to be introducing Rogers in a little bit. It's going to be 3 minutes from now. We're going to go full speed on this. So just hang there for a little bit and we'll be starting shortly. All right, so I'm just monitoring the chat role right now. And the Facebook group as well, so we're good. Let me see. All right, so we're 3 minutes before we're gonna go live, and you probably see on my on the chat role, I see people in here already. We are the chat role, by the way, as I've mentioned, can only accommodate 10 right now. So if you have questions and you're not able to post it on the chat role, post it on my Facebook timeline or on the Facebook group. I will be able to check there, and Roger's going to be able to answer your questions for you. So we're going to be starting in about 2 minutes. We'll just wait for people to come in as well. Really excited about this topic. And by the way, this is part of your bonus training as a summit attendee. So really excited you are here. We're going to be learning a ton from Roger Graves, who, as you know, as you remember, he talked about tech stuff on affiliate tracking system, using Infusionsoft or other affiliate tracking system out there. He talked about the principle behind it. And yes, today he'll be talking about email sequences that you can use when you are launching a product or launching a summit, for example, or an event. You know, it's going to be really exciting to learn about this stuff. So, all right, so we are almost at the top of the hour. I'm going to introduce Roger Graves Jr. shortly, so hang in there. We are almost there. All right, so I see we're almost full on the chat roll. As I said, it can only accommodate 10 of you for the chat role. But if you have questions and you are not able to post in the chat role, post it on my timeline on Facebook. I put it on as a public so you can see it there. I will be able to monitor that, okay? And also, yes, I see Alan here too. Hi, Alan. Yep. So make sure that you are, let me see, refreshing your browser so that way you can see us live. All right, so it's at the top of the hour. I want to respect your time and Roger's time, so we're gonna get started. Well, first off, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited about this bonus training that Roger Graves Jr., as you remember, one of our speakers on the JV Success Summit, he's going to be doing training on the JV partner promotion email sequences. As you remember, he talked about affiliate tracking system, the principles behind it, some examples, and also talking about Infusionsoft, because he is the Infusionsoft guy, our expert on this. I'm really excited because we're going to be learning about email sequences. I'm sure he's going to be talking about affiliate tracking system, setting those ones up. But mainly we're going to be talking about setting up your email sequences when you're doing a promotion. So I'm really excited about this. I hope you are as excited as I am. I'm going to be learning a ton from Roger. I always do every time I talk to him. So Roger, I want to welcome you on stage. introduce yourself a little bit for our audience who might missed your presentation during our summit.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marie. It's great to be back. And if you recall, I have an engineering background, and I've worked in system engineering for many years. So the development of systems, automated systems that run on autopilot, that you set up once and then it runs based on particular rules and guidelines, and that's why Infusionsoft has really been a big joy for me, to be able to automate businesses, the marketing, the emails. And I picked a topic today that not too many people talk about. You talk about list building and providing content for the audience, but hardly anybody talks about what does it really take to set up a promotion sequence for your JV partners. Now, there's a lot of valuable insights and information in the JV Summit, but I tried to pick a topic to dive in a little deeper that isn't talked about all that often. And so what I'm going to do today is go through a variety of kind of best practices and ideas for setting up a JV partner promotion sequence for your event, or you're launching a product. And I guess for the example we'll use today, it'll be pretty much launching a product and promoting that. It could be a summit, virtual online summit, an all access pass like the JV Summit you just went through, or it could be product launch of a online training system and so forth. So having said that, I put together a presentation that I'm going to share my screen right now and go ahead and switch to that. So it is, let's make sure I have it here. And what I'm going to do here, I'm actually on the last slide right now, but I'll start from the beginning. And go ahead and there we go. Can you see this first slide okay, Marie?
Yes, I can see the slide, yes.
Okay, very good. So yeah, today's training, I'm going to focus on the JV promotion sequence, and I'm going to show how to set it up in Infusionsoft, but the content is not just Infusionsoft. This can be applied in any system, any email system, or even manually you can do it. So I think it's very valuable to go through this training and really think about the ideas and concepts presented. Now, this is not everything covering it, to the nth detail. It's really giving a lot of insights and overview of how to set up a promotion. So today's session, I'm going to do an overview of the approach you take when you start engaging JV partners and then bringing them up to the launch for your event or product launch. I'm going to talk about ADKAR formula. Some of you may have heard of that before, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what that stands for. You'll have to stay tuned. But I'm going to go through ADKAR formula for JV partner engagement, and this will really help you develop the content for your emails that you're sending to your JV partners throughout the launch. And then I'm going to give you a case study, an example of a big name marketer launch of an online service. Many of you probably know who this is once we get into it. Then I'm going to show a few smaller launches of a training course and an example of 1 or 2 virtual summits like the JV Success Summit. So for the JV partner promotion, the first thing to consider, why go through this training, why pay attention, and why implement this? Why do you want to develop an organized JV partner sequence? Well, first of all, JV partnership is all about establishing and growing valuable relationships, mutually valuable to each side. Your side and your partners, you should be able to help each other, and it's an ongoing, it's growing too. It's an ongoing relationship, and you want to create a win-win-win. And maybe there's some more wins in there, but the win-win-win is a win for you, win for your partner, and a win for the audience that you're sharing the information in your launch material with. Ultimately, you want to increase your audience, and if you do it on your own without help of partners, a lot of times it goes slower than expected. A lot of times you have to spend more money to get your audience growth that you want. But when you engage partners and get them motivated and excited and sharing your message, you can grow your audience exponentially. If you start thinking about adding 1, 2, 3, or 4 partners who really start sharing your message, you can grow very fast. You can obviously increase sales once you get they get to know you and get into your stream of material and the content you provide, and then learn what kind of value that you can provide short term and long term. You can establish yourself as a pro and a leader by organizing your JV partner sequence and really having a professional approach to this. You can really increase your reputation as a pro and a leader, and your partners will treat you even better, and it'll be an even deeper, more valuable relationship. So the overview of the approach that I'm talking about here is really taking time to plan the promotion sequence for your JV partners. A lot of people spend the majority or all of their time promoting their product, but they don't think about from the angle of promoting your product, your event, through the JV partner channel. So really planning this out ahead of time. And in my talk in the JV Summit, if you haven't seen it yet, I talked about there are many types of partners to consider. So when you're doing this planning process, you want to consider all types of partners. Some of them will be the typical JV partner that they are an affiliate, they get a cut of the sales, and you share revenues with them. But there's other types of partners in there too that you may want to create a promotion sequence that just tells your friends and family and people who want to share your message out of the goodness of their heart, so that you're not really talking about paying them. That's not what they're in it for. So you may want to have a separate sequence for each one of the types of partners that you're working with. Really laying out an outline of these sequences up front will help you understand what kind of planning needs to go into place, and I'll show you in the case studies here what to think about and how to look at it. And then I'm going to cover before, during, and after an event. A lot of people focus on, okay, I have a launch coming up and this is the launch, and I'm going to do a little bit before and then during the launch, and then they don't think a lot about what happens afterwards. Maybe they don't provide enough information up front before. People are really busy, and your JV partners are no exception. So you really have to consider, how am I going to talk to them before, during, and after this event in your product launch? Your product launch is more important to you than anybody else in the world, especially busy people that are working on other things. So it's really up to you to get the motivation, excitement, and really start the ball rolling in this process. And I recommend that you have quite a bit of your marketing material completed when you start writing the content and providing information to your partners. It will really help you formulate the message for them so that you can give them the best content for them to share after you've convinced them that this is something that would be good for their audiences. So really you want to complete quite a bit of your marketing material prior to finalizing the copy. You want to plan out your promotion sequence for your JV partners, but you really want to have quite a bit of your marketing material completed. And then finally, you want to write and schedule each sequence for your partners and kick it off, and then monitor it and work through. Sometimes there's, like I said, could be a manual process that you're sending out these emails, or you can set them up as an automated sequence, which I'll show you how to do in Infusionsoft here later. So are there any questions on that, Marie, so far?
Yeah, none so far. We are good. Good stuff. Right. I love what I'm seeing.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So let's cover the before first here. So, long before your launch starts, you really want to be looking at your JV partner sequence and how you're going to handle this. And the things that I like to look at before long before. You want to plan ahead. And people will ask, well, how much before? I'd start planning as soon as you start planning your product launch. Really address some of these things. You're not going to be able to complete everything, but you want to start on this as soon as you can and get it going. You don't want to do this last minute. And that starts with identifying and recruiting partners. Who are your most important partners that you see benefiting from this launch and jointly working with you, and start the recruiting. You can start with reaching out to them and saying, hey, I have a launch coming up, or can I give you some more information on it, and get the ball rolling early by identifying and recruiting partners. Some of them you'll know, and other times you might send out messages. If you have a big audience and there's people out there that could help you, you might want to open it up to a wider group, people you don't know yet. And then you want to look at, what's my promotion to become a partner? Now, this isn't talking about your product necessarily directly, but it's really selling them on what's in it for them to become a partner. Like I said, some people might want to help you and just send out information, but you might have to sell some people who are really busy but could be really valuable to you. This is really important, and it's ongoing. You want to promote your launch to them as a partnership so that they can join in and really succeed with you. And then, of course, once you motivate them to say, yes, I'm interested, that's when you get into the educate and inform. There's a few moving pieces here when you bring partners on board that you need to tell them about your product. You have to tell them about your affiliate program, your commission structure, your payout schedule, how it all works. There's a lot of things to do to educate and inform. And we do that in our email sequence, and I'll show you how to approach that. And then you want to register in an affiliate tracking system so that you get them officially in there and registering their leads and their sales so that you can track along the way. And then this is, again, before the launch even starts, you want to have a reminder sequence in preparation for the launch. Remember, they're really busy. Their inbox is full of emails, and you really want to make sure that you have them ready at the time of launch. And there's some techniques for doing that, providing reminders and preparation for the launch. You want to provide dates, the actual promotions that are happening, whether they're sales or discounts prior, early bird, fast actor, bonuses and discounts. You want to provide email copy and images for them, so it's all in a package that is ready for them to go. So they can start promoting with minimal effort. You really want to provide as much as you can. So time of launch. So during the event, during the launch, you want to really generate excitement. You want to get the ball rolling, excite your partners, but and excite the audience so that they can jump in and start seeing some results very quickly. That can involve partner events and deals where you put on a webinar and provide bonuses just for your partners, and they provide bonuses too. If you got a really good partner who's excited about this, they say, hey, I'll kick in some extras as well to get people enticed to join in. And some people even do partner training so that they have them dive in deeper into their product. If you have a big ticket item that you're selling, by doing some partner training, you're essentially training your sales force to go out and sell for you. You want to provide reminders with new assets and email, images, and copy. So with the email copy, you don't want to give them everything all at once. You want to kind of spoon feed it and spool it out to them so that before the event, you're giving them email copy to promote it. And then during the event, you're giving them new email copy, new images so that they can keeps it fresh and exciting. Some of your partners may not have promoted yet. So during the event, it's a good time to remind them that it's happening now, and here's the email copy and images that you can provide. And then, part of the excitement is the tracking systems and contests. If you have a leaderboard and contests, you can really get excitement. People love to compete, especially if they know each other in the business. They like to compete. It's hopefully friendly competition. They can, try to out-promote one another. But by having the tracking systems and the contests during the launch is really exciting and can really, really generate a lot more interest and motivation. And then, you know, during the event, you're getting towards the end, you might say it's not too late to promote. You know, some of the partners may have gotten busy, they may have been on vacation, they may have totally forgotten or not looked at their emails lately. So you send them some reminders and say it's not too late. Please help. You know, we can bring in the contests and the tracking systems is not too late to, especially people with a big list. It's worthwhile to, you know, keep them reminding them. And then of course at the end, a lot of times the biggest amount of response and sales comes when time is running out. There's a countdown timer. You're about out of time, price is going up, or it's not available anymore. So that's a time to really push your partners to let them know that this is happening. And then after the event, your launch is done, the cart is closed, or the event is over, you really want to take time, plan this out, show gratitude, thank your partners. Remember, this is an ongoing relationship with them. You want to build this strong relationship, make them feel that they were a big part of the success, even if it was small contribution. Show gratitude and thank them. You want to review the results of the overall program, and of course, review the results of the partners, the leaderboards, the contests. You want to recognize the contributions, especially if people went above and beyond. You can do that in Facebook groups, through emails. And of course, the fun part is the contest results. Who won the prizes? Who gets prizes? And some of these big launches, there's some pretty big prizes involved where, you know, they offer thousands of dollars in computer equipment, or, you know, an iPad, or even some of the big affiliate programs. You actually can win a car. You win kind of a lease, 2-year lease of a car for reaching a certain level. And you also, you know, part of making the partners feel like they're a part of a big success, provide feedback to the partners and let them know what the testimonials are from this event. Because, you know, initially they became interested in this because there was a viewpoint and a thought that, hey, this is really going to help my audience. If they see people from their audience and other audiences coming in and providing feedback that said, hey, this was great, I got great results, I love the value that was delivered. So really provide the feedback and testimonials to your partners, because they want to share in the success. And then what I really suggest you doing is think about, set the stage for working together again. This went so well. We recognize the contributions. People won prizes, and you know, you see the feedback and testimonials. Let's do this again soon. You know, depending on what your cycle is for events or product launches, really set the stage for let's work together again, so that they leave this with a good experience. And along the way, if your partners have questions or problems or issues, work with them individually. You can't automate that. You really need to spend some time, either you or your assistants or both. Really spend time communicating with them. Communication is key, especially for partners. It's really important for customers, but partners, it's even more important because it's a long-term, you know, relationship for you. So what I'm going to do is show an example here of a big product launch. Some of you guys may be familiar with Webinar Jam and EverWebinar. Well, EverWebinar had a launch back at the end of last year, and I wanted to show you. They kind of do a lot of really cool things with their partners, and I just want to show you some examples of that in the email sequence, so that you get an idea of what. I'm going to switch screens here, of what the big guys do. They have big budget and a lot of people working for them, so not everybody can do this kind of approach. But what I'm going to show here is actually the email sequence that we have here. Let me get the right screen. Hopefully you can see that okay. Marie, is that looking good?
Yes, I can see it clear.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is EverWebinar, and it's an online software for automating webinars where you record it and then you can have it play back based on they used to call it evergreen, where it's available all the time, anytime, so you don't have to do it live all the time. So EverWebinar is that product that will help you automate that evergreen webinar. What I wanted to show you here is, hopefully you can see these emails okay. Is that coming through clear enough, Marie?
Yes, of course, if you...
Yeah, so what I wanted to show you here is that, this is a whole bunch of emails that they sent during this promotion. It started from November and went to pretty much mid-December for their launch. So they started, over a month, like almost a month and a half. And so what they do is they start off with an email here that says, hey, I'm writing you to invite you to be a partner with us on our biggest launch in 2 years. And they provide content. So this is kind of a good lesson for you for communicating with your partners. Your partners are busy. They want to get to the point. They don't want to read lots of content, paragraph after paragraph of you talking. So quick and to the point. We're writing you today to invite you to partner with us. Now, they're pretty big marketers here, and Andy and Mike, Andy Jenkins and Mike Filsami are big marketers, so they don't have to introduce themselves too much. You may have to do a little bit of an introduction of yourself if you're not well known in your partners who you're talking to. But the idea here is quick to the point, tell them what you're doing, and then quick stats. They show you what the product is, what the offer is. They tell you a little bit of EPC, which is earnings per click, and it's actually earnings per 100 clicks is what EPC stands for affiliates. And they also say, you're gonna earn a certain amount, and then there's big cash and prizes for going through and being a partner and reaching certain levels and competing. And then they give you a quick shot of the schedule, pre-launch dates, cart opens, cart close, and then they just kind of give a little punch here at the end to say all big, medium, small players alike will be on board. Look forward to paying you huge commissions. So they get you amped up a little bit. It's going to be an epic launch, and you're going to get huge commissions. So not a lot of text here, but some really punchy, to the point copywriting. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to say it like you mean it, and that's what I really liked about this. And then it says get all of the details and sign up for your affiliate approval here. Now, if I click this link right now, it just goes to their evergreen sales page, so it's not live anymore. But at the time when you clicked on that, you went to an affiliate page that told you more about the program. I think Mike had a video explaining it. And you don't have to do all this on your first time through with JV partners, but as you go and start working with them, you'll find that the smoother the communication and the understanding is, the better. And so once you sign up as a partner, they start sending you information. In this case, they actually send a bonus to you right away. They say, do you want a complimentary copy for being a JV of EverWebinar? So you can read the details on how you can qualify and register to get a complimentary copy. So really, if you have some things you can provide your partners, like access to your online course or access to your virtual summit recordings for free, that helps establish the relationship. So right out of the gate, they offer to give you something, and then they start talking about the results, money you can make. There's a video you can watch to get in through more details. And don't be afraid to repeat yourself. This was in the first email, but people don't want to go back and refer, like, what was the schedule again? What's the product? Put it right there in the email. And it pretty much is a repeat of what they had on their first one. And so this, I'm going to click through a few of these. So as you get closer, it says 3 days until pre-launch. The previous one, let's see, And then go live Friday. So they're getting, as you get closer, they're saying we're going to go live, and here's your affiliate link, remind you of things. Now here's the next cool thing they do. They provide swipe copy. Just by clicking here, you can go get your swipe copy. Some people actually put it in the email itself, which is fine too. Either way is fine. If you don't want to bother setting up pages, you can just paste the text right in the email and just mention it. Just say the swipe copy is below. So you can see this one is the go live on Friday. So they're getting close. They're reminding you as you get closer. And then they talk about pre-launch. Now live is a go, go, go. So they're ramping up the excitement. And in the excitement shows in their copywriting and in their videos. So it's go, go, go time. Let your emails rip now. So they're really giving you the, again, punchy sentences here. Not a lot of copy. They didn't give you a lot to read. They just say, get going. What's in it for you? And giving you the affiliate links. And if you hadn't registered yet, you can go register, get your swipe copy. And they actually give you the link right there to their first video. So you get the idea here that this is a sequence that walks you through every step of the process. And it's helpful if you sign up for being a partner with various people. You can get ideas and swipe copy. And so this one, I have a lot of swipe copy here, and you can see, they get pretty creative with their titles here, and then encouraging, you guys rock the house, first day of launch, we're seeing sales and conversions, talking about the results, and then they're showing the leaderboard. People with big audiences and good marketing tactics and techniques are jumping out of the gate here. So this is the first standings of the leaderboard, and I don't remember what the prizes here were, but they were pretty substantial. Might even been a car for the top one. So then they give updates along the way, and that actually was one of his affiliates right there, was Russell Brunson, and it came up in my email search of this JV thing here. So updates all along the way. They talk about $100,000 in prizes, leaderboards, new swipes, punchy. The other thing a lot of people do here is, along with the punchy subject line, is put in brackets and then JV update every webinar. So in your email inbox, at a glance, you can see they weren't super consistent with that naming convention, but if you have a naming convention, you can really see the JV messages, and if you're excited about this, it'll stand out to you in your email inbox. So, and any questions on that going through this, Marie?
Oh, these are really great stuff, because I am learning a lot from what I did with my recent summit. I have a few questions that I would love to cover, but maybe we can do the one afterwards if that's okay. Otherwise, I can shoot maybe one or two questions that I have in my mind. Right now, we don't have one on the chat box, but I'm monitoring the Facebook comment section too. So I'm really excited. I'm really grateful that you're sharing this, because I'm learning a lot especially from what I did with my recent summit. So I have a lot of questions that I'm sure our audience will love to know too. So we'll cover those ones at the end, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, whenever's appropriate. I have this last email here from this launch of Ever Webinar. Remember, this is a big company. They've been around a long time. They're big marketers. You don't have to shoot for this high, but I just wanted to show you this big one first so you can see what's possible. This was a big launch, and they were bringing in, for example, 387 sales came in, and the cash value for that affiliate was $50,000 towards a BMW 5 Series. $25,000 was second place. $10,000. These were substantial prizes, and you can see the rest of them here. You don't have to go that high for, depending on your industry and your neck of the woods. These are high-end marketers and really high profit launch that they have here. So it's pretty interesting to take a look at how the big guys do it. And what I was going to do, let's see, what did I have next on my PowerPoint here?
Can I interrupt you for a little bit?
Absolutely, please do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think it's the best time to share this one, because yes. Okay. This is an example of a big promotion that we see out there, and I know when I had my summit, this was my first summit. So these prices were way beyond my reach. So I just want to share that, this is launches for the big players. And if you're just starting out like me, when I did my recent summit, don't be overwhelmed that you have to put up this kind of prices. No, start at your level. I mean, I didn't have prices, planned out until in the middle of the summit, when I see sales coming in, because that's one of the questions too that I got. I was questioning myself too. Okay, how much can I afford, or would I go negative to do this? So my question will be, for us starting out, what would you recommend us to put out as prices just to help motivate our partners? Because I know there are a group of people who are tribe builders. Those are JV partners who are tribe builders. They just want to help out and bring great content to their community. They don't care about the money price like that. But there are other also who are incentive driven or money driven, and they love prices. They love to compete. We have this competitive nature in us. So what would be, so for example, I'm just starting out, and I don't know how much I will be making in this launch, for example. So how do you estimate, or how do you come up with prices, and what kind of prices that we can do starting off? Because I see, okay, we see all these big launches and it scared the heck out of me too. And I'm sure the other people who are watching right now who are just starting out will be like, wow, I can't do that. I hear you. So I'd love for you to share with us, because you've been in a lot of launches. You've been supporting a lot of launches, especially big players. But for us who are just starting out, what would be some of the prices that we can come up to that doesn't break our bank like that?
Yeah, that's a good question and a really good point, because you don't have to start off with huge prizes like this. And the other excellent point is you need to estimate what your returns are going to be. So in order to have accurate estimates, you've had to been through this before. So if you're doing this for the very first time, you don't want to overcommit on prizes and other things. So really, for the first time out, if you're not sure how much you're going to make, or even if you're going to break even, I would say that you don't even offer prizes. You could provide a leaderboard in a competition if you want to, but you don't even have to do that. You can just go through. If you do the process of motivation, encouragement, excitement, and show them that your message and your product bring value to their audience, people will be happy to help support you. In addition to that, if you're providing commissions on sales, especially if it's digital products that don't cost you much, you can provide the commissions on the sales and not worry about losing money, because you're only going to pay them when they bring money in. If you do a 50-50 split, you're getting half of it still, and they're getting half. Some people offer even more than that because they want more incentive, but normally in the industries that are not the online marketers that have huge competitions, normally you can provide just the encouragement and motivation. You can get 80% there. So if you're at 80% with the sequence that I'm talking about now, and the contest and the prizes brings you a little more, it's not worth the risk if you're not really knowing that you're going to make money and how much you're going to make and really project out. Now, if you've done this before and you can project out, hey, I know this has good conversions, I know this is selling, I'm going to make a certain amount of money. Set a budget for a certain amount of money that you are willing to spend on prizes, and then figure out how to divvy that up and provide something useful and meaningful to your your partners. What I've seen in the past are things that if they provide like noise canceling headphones, they provide an iPad, they offer as first prize a MacBook Pro, but they set a budget. If you set a budget of $10,000 or $8,000 or $5,000, you're going to well exceed that in profits, and that's going to be part of your promotion strategy is to spend that money. You can think about it as advertising costs. If you've worked with these partners before and they bring people in, they promote with you, and you want to encourage the contest aspect and have them win something, set a budget and then stay within that budget and realize that money is part of your promotional costs, just like advertising, just like Facebook ads or other type of advertising. So yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to start off with a big one here so you could see what kind of a state-of-the-art example is. So if that is good, I'm going to share my PowerPoint presentation, if you can see that okay. So I was showing some examples there, and I want to make sure we end on time here. So what I'm going to do is go into the rest of this, and then at the end I can show some more examples of summit launch and a information product launch. So I wanted to show a few quick things here to say, what are we talking about when we're registering these JV partners and getting them in the affiliate tracking system and then starting a promotion sequence. I want to have some little bit of time on that so that we can see what this looks like, what I'm talking about. And regardless of what system you're using, it's going to be very similar. So this example here is a referral partner registration form. It doesn't have to be crazy elaborate or anything. This is pretty bare bones, but it gets the point across, is that we need the contact information, mailing information for sending things to, and especially if you're going to send a little gift or prizes, you want their mailing address, or if sometimes people want to be paid by check just to make it more formal part of their business income. They want a check mailed to them. Most of the time people pay through PayPal, and that works well. But you may have partners that want to have paid a different way. And then the referral partner registration is for U.S. tax laws, require that you also provide a 1099 miscellaneous income statement if you pay people a certain amount. So you would require a Social Security number or a business tax ID number, and then the username, password for the system, and then do they want to be notified when they have a sale? A lot of times they do. If they don't expect all that many sales, but they get excited about each one, they want to be notified, and then they can select how they want to be paid. So it's very straightforward. And once they register, this is an example of that list of emails there I showed you. Is all it is these emails that have been populated. You can pre-populate them and then send them out on a schedule. And this one happens to be for a JV summit. So not a JV summit, excuse me, a virtual summit. This wasn't Marie's summit, this was a different one. But anyway, it's just a schedule of emails that go out. So this one is starting right at, I think there was a pre-summit promotion, but this one is starting at the time that the summit goes live. So this is the during portion. So site is live, ready to promote, leaderboard update number 2, number 3, and so forth. And then summit. So the registration for the summit started, and then the summit actually started live here partway through the sequence. And then there's an affiliate contest. Offer is over tomorrow, and then these are your thinking about your sequence all the way through to the end, and then at the end that's a wrap. That can be your thank you and appreciation for the contributions, and then talking about payments and when they're going to collect their prizes or payments and so forth. So that's what a sequence looks like in Infusionsoft. It's very easy to set up and easy to run. And once you have this populated, you can use these emails again for your next launch too. You can make a copy of this and update the copy and the dates, and you're ready to roll with your next event or your next product launch. So what do you put in all of these emails, and how do you approach it? I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, but I think this helps because a lot of people think, well, what do I write? How do I write it? What kind of content do I provide? And this ad car is out in the industry for helping to communicate change in an organization and change in how people are working and products and things that are going on. But it really is applicable to JV promotions as well. So ADKAR stands for awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and then reinforcement or rewards, I like to call it, the last R. So awareness is, what's the current situation in the market? What is the problem or need for the product or event that you're trying to promote? This is the awareness where you're contacting the JV and they've agreed to be a partner, or at least learn more about it. So you got to bring them up to speed on what you're doing here. What are the specific benefits of the offer? What is their audience going to get out of it? What's in it for them? So that's the awareness of the product side of it. And then based on your experience in the market or with previous launches, what are the results and testimonials that they can expect to see? This is all awareness of bringing them up to speed on what you're offering and why it's good for them to be a partner with you. And then, of course, the awareness on the partner side, they need to know what the partner program is, how it works, what are the potential benefits of partnership. A lot of times we talked about commissions. They get a 50% commission. They might get free access to the flagship course that you're offering. They may have, you may offer other benefits of partnership. And then what are the expectations? So there's benefits to them, and what are the expectations of the partnership? You expect them to promote, you expect them to not spam and violate any other conditions you have. And then you also have expectations that they're going to play along during the whole event so that they promote adequately and accurately and never misrepresent what you're trying to achieve. So along with awareness, you got to bring up the desire, and this is where the punchy language of that last example that I gave you there, you want to emphasize the benefit you're going to be part of an epic launch. You want them to imagine themselves as a leader and a provider to their audience. They're giving you the inside scoop and the inside track to this JV Success Summit, for example. They're going to promote offering free videos to their audience on the JV Success Summit, for example. You really want to get them part of the mission and part of the message. And then you saw in those examples that I showed you, revenue. What do you expect to make on this? What does a partner make? Give us some examples. If they sold so many, they can make this much. Our past launches have seen this much return. In that example I showed you, they talked about an internal launch that made money. And then, of course, the desire, the excitement of the contest and prizes and spirit of competition. And this is all part of building the desire. What makes me want to get up and really promote your topic, your launch for you. And then, of course, there's more of the drier. This is kind of the almost academic side of it. Knowledge of, okay, I'm aware of what's going on. I have the desire. Now I need the knowledge of how does it all work? How do I sign up? What's the schedule of events? What does this really mean? Details of the affiliate partner program. What are the exact payouts? I know I can make money, but what exactly are we talking about? So this is the knowledge of education. Contest rules, prizes, schedule, payout terms and conditions, and then the schedule, when am I going to get paid? So you have the awareness, desire, and now you're equipping them with the knowledge. You're kind of training them. And then, like I mentioned, some people who want to have ongoing affiliates and partners will actually put on an affiliate partner training program for free for people who register to be a partner. Now you can make this a approval by approval only, and select people who are in this program. But once you select them and say they'd make a good partner, you can train them up pretty well on your product, how to best promote it, and then all of these other things that go along with it. And so with the knowledge, you need to provide the ability and the instructions and the links to how do I register as a partner? How do I copy and paste my email copy? How do I select my images and graphics and assets for my promotions? Make it easy as possible for them. Give them the ability to just hit the ground running promoting your event. How to access the promotion calendar, the resource center. Now, a lot of people provide all that in the emails, but you can also have a web page that has that information on it that works pretty well. How to log in and track links, track the clicks, the opt-ins, and the sales for the affiliate links that they're promoting. And Infusionsoft makes that very easy to do, to set up all this stuff so that it puts it all in one place, and then you can really track leaderboard and opt-ins and sales. How to access frequently asked questions, especially once you do this a few times with partners, you're going to get a lot of the same questions. You want to cover that so you don't have to manually answer questions all the time. So create a fax for them, and then how do they get support? How do they contact you or your assistant or your JV partner manager? Some people hire managers that's all they do is manage the JV partners. It's a good investment especially if you don't have time or haven't done it before. Some people do it themselves. Others like to hire somebody. So the ability is really providing them with the tools and kind of the technical background and support to be a good partner. And then this is the fun part, reinforcement and rewards. As you get them motivated and ramped up, you got to continually reinforce that this is a good thing to be a part of, remind them what the benefits are to them and their audience. For example, get in early, the launch starts soon, or once it started, the launch started with a bang, boom, it's going. You saw that they were sending out there that punchy, short, get excited, and reinforce that people are making money, they're signing up, there's a big turnout, there's a lot of people getting results already, that they are putting this information to good use. The leaderboard contest update, we talked about that a lot. So, this is all part of the reinforcement and rewards of being a part of this. Make it an event, make it exciting, reinforce the reason that they are part of this program. And then reminder of commissions. And if you talk about results, you can remind, or at least inform people that sales are happening and they're making money. So I like to look at this awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and rewards, so that it kind of makes you think about each piece of this while you're creating your sequence. You don't have to have every one of these in every email, but you actually can have an element of most of these in each email. Reminder that, hey, the event's coming up, and then focus on the desire, the benefits, the excitement. Give them a little bit more knowledge about what's going on, and then here's the links, and then the reinforcement rewards. Each email can contain elements of this, so remember ADKAR when you're creating the sequence in your email content. And I'll show another quick example, but before I do that, Marie, do you have any questions?
No, none at the moment. I will reserve them afterwards.
Okay, very good. So we have about 10 minutes left for our 1 hour, and I think we're doing pretty well on time. Let me go into showing some more examples here, and this is more along the lines of where people have been they may have gone through this a couple times, but they're not quite as big as the big boys, the big launch that I showed you there before. So let me get the screen sharing going here. Okay, so let's look at an online. This one is an online course, and it's a flagship program. I think there's a couple different levels, but it's pretty high end, and it's from our friend. I don't know if you remember. You probably remember Justin, right?
Yes,
Marie.
yes,
Yeah.
I remember
So
him, and I think he's working with Melinda Yeaman as well.
Yeah, so he has a real estate investor course, and it's called House Flipping HQ, and they're house flipping. I forget what exactly, like boot camp or formula or master class. So they did a pretty big partner promotion. And it's not as many emails, but they really made an effort to recruit partners, and then bring them through the process. So the first one is a pretty personalized email that just says, and this one is from the partner manager for Justin Williams, and he's he just kind of introduces himself. I'm working with him, and we're getting ready to relaunch House Flipping Formula. They talk about if you're not familiar with it, they give a brief overview, and he just says, wanted to reach out and see if you'd be interested in being a partner. He's created many tools and bonuses. We, essentially make it easy, get a little bit more desire. But this is the first email to say, hey, are you interested in doing this? And then once you sign up, then they start sending out some reminder emails, links to various things related to the event. It shows that there's an awesome giveaway. This was not to the partners. This giveaway was to people that you promote and have join up. It's for your audience to win this $5,000 product here, and then or offer. And then so then they start prepping you some more. So this one isn't quite as punchy and elaborate as the other one, but I just wanted to show you this one because it shows that with a little bit of effort, you can put together a communication sequence that really keeps your partners informed and going. And then you walk them through as things start happening. So live training webinar is coming, so they wanted you to promote that. Here's your marketing materials. And then they give you exact links. So it's really beneficial so that I can go in here and copy the exact link and paste it and share it on social media or send it out in the email. And they used Infusionsoft for their referral tracking. Now, if I wanted to, I could take this link and then put it on my website under Pretty Link is the WordPress plugin that you could have a pretty link that is theautomationpro.com/house flipping, and it will go to one of these referral links that I put in there, and then you can make it a little prettier than this longer link. But there's options there. I can bury that under an HTML link, and people don't really see that link. But the point is, it makes it easy for you to tell you every step of the way what's going on, and provide you the resources in the event. So it's doing amazing. You can too. Starts talking about a variety of things here. Today or tomorrow is a great time to send one more email to your list. And then they start talking about the actual open cart subject line. And this is what I was talking about before. The copy for the event is pasted right in the body of the email they sent me as a partner. So all I have to do is select this, copy and paste it, and I can email that out to my audience. Okay, so that was that. If you have any questions, let me know. And then the other example is our friend Navid Moazes is doing the list building school, which is right now, as we're talking today, September 23rd is in the middle of this event. So it's ongoing right now. And there's a partner program there that I would just show you. It's again, it's in the middle of the event, so I don't have all the emails yet, but you can see that, you know, back in August 4th, he started the partner contact here, telling me that you know, we have this amazing event coming up. There's lots of great speakers, and he even put a calendar right in the email, so I don't have to go anywhere or click on anything. I can see it right here. That was pretty cool. Tells me exactly where things are happening. The pre-event, the opt-in contest starts today. Pre-event final push, and then the summit starts, goes through the 19th through the 30th, and then cart closes. And so you get the whole picture here right on a calendar. So that was kind of nice. And then he explains a little bit more about how the program works, what the opt-ins are going to be, what people can opt in and get. So it really spells out the details of this partner program in an easy to digest one email. I got all the information I need, and I'm like, hey, this is kind of like save the date kind of thing. It came in August. Now, he was planning this for quite a while, so he had a lot of more information than just save the date, but pretty much it says, you know, get ready for this, and it gives you a heads up to start planning. So if you have a promotion calendar, you would get it on your promotion calendar as a partner. So, and then he walks you through, again, more exciting news, new speakers included, super high conversion rate. People are opting in, people are purchasing the All Access Pass, and you get a cut of that. Let's get started. First day to mail. So he tells you exactly when. You know, don't feel bad leading your partners by the hand, step by step, because they're busy and they can forget. So there's a sequence of things that he shows what he's offering there for the people who are opting in. Great example. And then there was one other Work by Design Summit, and I'm not going to go through every one of these emails, but real quick, you can see this one had a manager as well. And what I like about this one is the naming convention. You see they stuck with the Work by Design in brackets on every one of these. So I could tell just at a glance when it came up on my iPhone that this was a partner email sequence. So this starts Monday. Registration is open. Mail now. Just for you. New swipe copy. Summit sneak peek. Early leaderboard. And then some excitement. Crazy day yesterday. Leaderboard update. And then just goes through walking you step by step all the way through last 2 days and contest winner. This one is kind of nearing the end. Some final leaderboard information. And this one, you were asking about different prizes. This is a smaller set of prizes, smaller dollar amount, but for less than $1,000, you have a $500 first prize, $300 second prize, and a $200 third prize. And then it has the list of the leaderboard there. So that really is, you know, some examples of how you can get started. And you know, you don't have to go crazy with prizes or even the email sequence. The point is, think it through, plan it out, and you definitely can get your partner program up and running pretty quickly. I don't know if you had any questions that you want to ask now. I just have pretty much the recap, and if anybody wants more help with this.
Yes, so I'm monitoring the chat box. So Ling was asking about is Infusionsoft for beginners? And I got this a lot. I got this question a lot. So you are the Infusionsoft guy here, the expert here. So why not answer that for everyone who's thinking about Infusionsoft. I know there are pros and cons to it. For me, it was the best decision ever. I mean, you made it like sing with ease. So it was like a big jump, and I was scared, actually really scared. And I know I wanted this really bad early on, but I wasn't sure when's the best time. So when I finally pulled the trigger because of you, you made it so easy. My fears, you eased them. It was like, wow, a difference between night and day. So for our audience, especially Ling, she's asking about, is Infusionsoft for beginners?
Well, it depends what you call a beginner. Now, if you have an experienced business person and you are ready to start selling things and you know that you have a strategy for, it doesn't have to be super elaborate, but you have a strategy for marketing and selling something. Infusionsoft has monthly costs. It has a startup cost, so it's a serious business tool. If you want to have a hobby and a blog, and you want to email people and have an email list, I don't recommend Infusionsoft just because of the financial, costs. Now, if cost is no issue, yeah, Infusionsoft can be for beginners. But what I like to see is somebody who's ready to start selling something, whether it's coaching, whether it's an online product or a physical product, something where they can put a buy now button and start marketing the sales for that. As soon as you can start ramping up your sales and automating that, Infusionsoft is worth it. If you have a large list of people, Infusionsoft cost is very comparable to the competing products out there. In fact, I helped somebody switch over from MailChimp to Infusionsoft, and they saved money per month because they had such a big list. MailChimp was charging them a lot of money. So I would say you don't have to have a huge list for Infusionsoft. I'm just saying that cost-wise, it actually becomes cheaper with Infusionsoft for monthly costs than the competitors when you look at that. So I would say that for a beginner that has some marketing and business strategy and experience, you're ready to put things for sale and you are ready to start building your list or import your list from another application, then Infusionsoft's the way to go. And I've heard people say, I wish I would have done this sooner, because they end up with building their business with different applications and different things, and it gets too confusing and too kind of scattered. So when you can bring it all into one place. Now, what Infusionsoft does integrate with other applications like shopping carts and e-commerce systems, various things like that. But usually you can just start off and use everything inside of Infusionsoft. So hopefully that answers the question. But if you want to, I'm happy to talk to you and talk about your situation and see if it would be right for you. I am an Infusionsoft partner, and I'm happy to help get you the best deal financially and setup wise. And like Marie said, I like to make sure that it's quick and easy, and you can get set up quickly and running fast. So.
All right, so thank you for that one. That was a huge help in explaining, because like what you said, depends on where you are in your business. And I love what you said about if you have something to sell, whether you're a beginner or not, it makes sense to because you have a way to monetize your business and get the revenue from that one that you can use to afford the subscriptions, for example. So there's a follow-up question on that. So Lynn wants to know, when you transfer your list from MailChimp, for example, to Infusionsoft, do they need to opt in again?
No, they don't need to. There's a couple options there. One is that you can start emailing to them and let them know that you switched to a new system and you want to get them reconfirmed, and that would be opting in again, like you're asking. The other thing is you can work with Infusionsoft, and if you have a list that's been confirmed, I haven't done this myself, but I've heard of cases of people that will work with Infusionsoft, and then they'll get them internally in the application, you can't do that from your side, but internally they can go in and opt everybody in as confirmed if you can prove that you have a clean list that everybody has been double opted in. And usually that's not a big issue. I've transferred people's lists in there and they start emailing right away, and the deliverability and open rates have been very good for a good clean list that has high engagement. Now, some people take an old list that they haven't contacted in a long time and then they wonder why they don't have a good open rate, but it was just because it was a lousy list to begin with. It may have been good years ago or when it first started, but so you got to watch that too. And usually what I like to do is do a combination of bring in the list, start communicating with that, find out who's engaging, and then do some list hygiene on that. And there's options too that if you you think that you get a higher open rate with what you're using already, you send a new email to them, say I'm switching to my new account and please re-opt in, and then they click in and re-opt in. And if they're engaged, a good audience that's following you, they'll have no problem doing that. Hopefully that answers it.
Yes, I love that, and yes, I like what you said about the hygiene, the what do you call, the list hygiene that you mentioned, and I think I'm gonna do that one myself too, because then they know that okay, this is a new CRM that you're using, and then also you know who are those who are engaging with you, and they have an option to opt in or opt out, because you only want those people who are engaged with you. Absolutely. All right. So one more question on that. So does Infusionsoft integrate with Teachable? I know Infusionsoft have merchant accounts, they have PayPal, you can use Stripe, but with Teachable, because on my summit I use Wishlist, which is you can integrate with Infusionsoft, but I wasn't sure about Teachable.
That's a good question. Usually I Google search it and then I quickly read that, like I'm right now, it says Teachable, all the features you need, your online school needs. It's easy to create, publish, and monitor and grow your online. We integrate with MailChimp, Entreport, Infusionsoft, and Mixpanel. So yes, they integrate with Infusionsoft. Also, they might integrate directly, which it looks like they do, but there's also Zapier, which integrates many applications with Infusionsoft. And I've set up e-commerce and other things with Zapier. So there's a couple different things just with a quick search there that it looks like it would integrate. And usually the integration is very straightforward. You follow step-by-step simple instructions and then it works.
Okay. So another question. So I know I have this problem too, that some of the mails end up on the promotion tab on Gmail, for example. So some link is asking, is there a way we can help on not having our emails land on the promotion tab or under the promotion tab?
Well, you can't stop it from landing on the promotion tab. However, when somebody first opts in on the thank you page, you can have a link, and this thank you page is not in your email yet. It's still a web page. They opt in. On the thank you page, you say, if you're using Gmail, click here. And what it'll do is it will jump into your Gmail account, search for that email that you sent as a confirmation or a welcome email. And then what you do is you give them instructions on how to drag it to the primary tab, which is really easy to do. They drag and drop it into the primary tab. And then the second thing is have them add you as a contact in their contacts for Gmail. And then the third thing is ask them to reply to that email to make sure they got it. And if you do those three things, it'll be super golden, whitelisted, and it will be fine. And if anybody has any other tricks, let me know. But those are the three I know that I've seen big name marketers who use. There's a lot of people that use Infusionsoft. Ramit Sethi, Frank Kern, the list goes on, Ryan Dice. And they have some really cool ways of getting around that I personally turned off those tabs a long time ago in Gmail, but people don't really know you can turn those off. So the best thing to do is you can't avoid it at first, but you can fix it right away when they're opting in for the first time. You got their attention, have them deal with it right then, and then you'll be in good shape.
So another question, Roger. So Naveed mentioned this on the group about this cool feature, the cool software that increases that helps increase open rates for emails. Was it AWS or something like that? What do you have any experience with that, or and also is it easy to integrate that one with Infusionsoft or to set it up? Because I believe it's a third-party software.
Here's the thing. I would say don't worry about that if you're just starting out, especially if you're not in the online internet marketing realm. The problem is a lot of people who are in the online internet marketing world, they are kind of running in a bad crowd. And that doesn't mean anything against them. You know, Naveed runs fabulous promotions, provides great content. He is top of the top of, you know, highly respected and credentialed. The problem is there's so many people doing the internet marketing stuff that aren't. Gmail and other kind of spam and other blocking software and things like that don't treat them very nicely. But if you're in an industry that is not in the internet marketing, normally you don't have any problem at all. Certainly it's a case by case. You can look at open rates and deliverability, but Infusionsoft has extremely high deliverability, meaning it gets through to the server. What happens on Yahoo or Gmail or these other email accounts is outside of Infusionsoft's hands. So you have to be a little bit careful, you know, comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges, because it can get a little bit dicey. So the experience I've had with large email lists, most people don't have trouble with that. Now, if you're trying to ring out and optimize and get to the last few percentages, it might make a difference. But there's things you can do that are much more effective inside of Infusionsoft that will help you in the long run. That includes keeping your emails, you know, low spam wording, and other indications of spamming and other kind of misuse. You know, there's things that you can do, and most people who are you know, just providing content and good information don't run into problems. There's the engagement, there's the whitelisting, and then there's just the ongoing interaction. Engagement is part of it too, with replying to your emails. The more people that are replying and interacting with you, the better your open rate and deliverability is. But I would say for most people starting off, don't even worry about that. That's, you know, that gets into a different realm altogether that's not necessary.
I'm glad to hear that, because I mean, there's so many things out there, and if we want to keep up with things that are happening out there, wow, it's overwhelming. It can become complicated. So don't complicate this thing, especially.
I'm here to simplify it for you and keep you on track.
Exactly.
That's what I try to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So listen to what Roger said. Okay. So another question, if you have time for it.
I do, sure, go ahead.
Okay, so one question is, you mentioned about the examples with Andy Jenkins and Naveed, and I know they have affiliate manager or JV partner that are managing their affiliates. So for those who, someone is asking about when to hire affiliate manager. So you have a lot of experience in this area, so I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, there's two reasons. There might be more reasons to hire an affiliate manager, but there's a couple one to think about. One is that you don't have the time to learn and develop and work with partners and affiliates yourself. And what do I mean by that? If you're just starting off and you don't know where to start, and every time you go to do something, you have to learn and practice and try it, and you don't have any guidance, I would say that would be a good reason to think about hiring an affiliate manager. Another one is if you really want to reach people that you're not able to or familiar with reaching, affiliate managers can reach into a network that you don't have access to, and that could help. So again, your return on investment, what's your product, what's your price point? If it's a high-end product and you can see a good return from these network of people that the partner manager can reach, by all means, talk to them and get, engage their services. They're really not all that expensive. On the other hand, you mentioned Naveed doing this launch that he's doing right now. He told me that he did not have an affiliate manager this time, so I think he's doing it all himself. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he told me because he'd been through it a couple times, he knew what he was doing. And he felt like, hey, it's not that bad. I just have to provide the content, and the training I provided you today can get you a large part, 80%, 90% there. The manager can take you further by opening up the network. They can free up your time so you don't have to spend the time doing this, because this still takes time. So those would be the reasons to hire an affiliate manager. To me, if you're just starting off and you don't have the budget and you're not sure about the return you're going to get, I would say take the training that you've learned in JV Success Summit and then what we've talked about today. Set up a simple, straightforward partner management sequence, and then start recruiting partners on your own and see how you do, see how far you get. Networking, relationship building, that's all really important. And really it helps if you do that yourself. If you hire a manager, then it's less personal. They're not you, so you're not establishing that deep relationship. So look at the pros and cons. I would say try it yourself if you're just starting off. And if you've done it before and you know that you need one, then there are some advantages to hiring somebody.
Yes, I totally agree. I mean, I did my summit with no affiliate manager. I did everything myself. And yes, I admit, and I'm not saying here that it was easy. It was a lot, especially because that was my first summit. There were a lot of moving parts to it, but it can be done. And of course, having an affiliate manager helps. But one of the follow-up questions there is in terms of budgets. Okay, sometimes we want to stretch ourselves into wanting to make the best out of it. So in terms of pricing or how to afford the JV manager, what do you think will be like a price point or budget-wise that we can set aside or we can look into?
I'm not going to try to answer that question because there's so many variables. The best thing to do is start asking around and get information. It's kind of like getting a quote on a house. It's like, how much does a house cost to build? Well, it really depends. There's so many factors, so many variables. I would say, it's not going to be, it's going to be in the thousands of dollars, not hundreds or tens of dollars. It's going to be, if you get somebody who is doing the work, it's going to be, probably a couple thousand or a few $1,000s. Now, a high end could be a lot more. Plus, they could work out percentage of the sales. Maybe they get a certain percent. If they are recruiting, if they're recruiting partners, they could become a top level. You could have a 2-tier affiliate program. In Infusionsoft, you can set that up where if I'm the manager recruiting partners, I get like 10% of the sales. And then everybody that I recruit to sell for you, they will get their 50%, but then I get 10% of all of their sales because I went and recruited them as salesmen for you. So there's different tiers you can structure the payments to them. So really, I don't have a real good answer. It depends a lot on your business and what they're going to do for you.
Yes, and yeah, thank you for that one. And you probably, if you watch Matt McWilliams' session for JV Summit, he talked about this. So yeah, like what Roger said, there's not really a fixed price point to it. But for affiliate manager, for example, you can expect that they, a lot of them require percentage of the sales, and they have a retainer fee as well. So it's something that you want to think about if you want to go that route. Maybe not on your first launch, and if you can predict the revenue that you can make, back from that, from hiring an affiliate manager, then why not? All right, so one more question, if you can answer one more question. So you said about, there's a question here about the promotion sequence. So inside Infusionsoft, and I can relate this myself because, okay, so when you are communicating with your JV partners, do you create this like the sequence that goes automatically, or do you update them on a daily basis? Well, for me, for example, when I did mine, I was communicating with them on a daily basis, doing a broadcast type. But I saw you share the email sequence, and I guess that's what the question is about. And can this be done in other CRM as well, or is it is this just for Infusionsoft?
Yeah, that's a good question. Certainly, you can do it manually. You can do it every day. You can do it inside of Infusionsoft through a broadcast, or you could even do it in your own email account, whether it's Gmail or your whatever other service you use. I like the scheduled pre-populated sequence setup because there's so many things going on during your launch and your event that you need to kind of relieve some of the pressure of daily emails and copywriting and things like that. It helps force you plan it out ahead of time. It also gets it all ready to go. So then once the wheels start spinning, they just turn automatically and send out emails at the right time to the right people. So I really like the scheduled sequence approach. As that sequence is going on, if something came up and you had a question or a problem or something to address, certainly you can go and send a broadcast email to everybody, all your partners, anytime along the way, or even frequently if you want to. But I would say the scheduled event with all the information in there is critical to have that planned out and set up ahead of time. So to answer your question about Infusionsoft, yeah, Infusionsoft makes it really easy to set up this sequence in parallel with your launch event sequence for your customers. You have a partner sequence that's separated, but it is scheduled the same dates and times and everything. Really easy to set up, and once it's ready to go, it runs on autopilot. Now you can set up email sequences in other applications. So if you're using other email automation, certainly you can set up a scheduled email event to go out. So it's not exclusive to Infusionsoft, but there's a lot of different applications that you can do that in. I like Infusionsoft because it's easy. It's all in one place and very robust. It's been around a long time. It's not a beta version. It's not a new kid on the block. They've been around a long time, and it's just rock solid industrial strength software. So that's why I count on Infusionsoft.
Yes, and to add to that sequence that you were talking about with Infusionsoft or other CRM that you guys are using, yes, I mean, so even if you have this pre-scheduled, so for example, the leaderboards, that changes every day. So you could just go in there and then update, or you could just send an additional broadcast in case. But I love having those pre-scheduled sequences because then you can map it out way in advance. You can have it automatically go out if you forget to update account, and then you could just send a broadcast in addition in case you need to update, for example, the leaderboards for today, new prices or new updates that you want to add on the day. You can certainly do that, and it really helps you if you have those pre-scheduled, because there's a lot of things happening during a launch or during an event. So great takeaway there.
Yeah, that's a great point. And in Infusionsoft, the other cool thing that you can do is you create your promotion sequence to your partners. And yes, it'll have some leaderboard updates. It may have some other results type things that you have to add in there. What you can do is you copy that sequence and you change it to be a sequence of reminders to yourself to do these things, so that you have a reminder list every morning when you wake up. You go into Infusionsoft and you can have tasks assigned to, say, update leaderboard email, update sales results, whatever manual things that you need to be reminded of. Again, like I said, you want to relieve the pressure of the events going crazy and there's all kinds of commotion and you're losing track and maybe you forget to update things. you want to relieve that, and Infusionsoft can automate the tasks to yourself or your assistant so that nothing falls through the cracks. You set up the promotion sequence to your partners, you have the dates and everything, you copy that, and then you change, instead of sending emails to your partners, you add yourself to this list with a task reminder system. It's easy to set that up so it automates your reminders to you.
All right, so I think we've covered all the questions that I have here for now, and wow, we have been here like almost 1.5 hours. Wow, this is awesome, Roger. Really grateful for you doing this and staying this long. So yeah, why don't, if there are no more questions, why don't we wrap it up?
Okay, very good. Let me show you. Well, here's. Can you see my screen again?
Yes.
Let me show you the. So this is the Infusionsoft promotion sequence we were talking about, and essentially it's just a schedule of triggers of events here to send emails. But you can also change these emails into task assignments for yourself, only when you need it. So if you needed to update a leaderboard, you could put that task in there. So you would just copy the sequence and then change it to a reminder sequence for yourself or your assistants if you get a bigger team, and it could be your project management reminder system that would be for your launch or your event. So the last thing I wanted to quickly throw up on the screen here is, if you've hung out this long and you're interested in some additional help, please contact me at roger@theautomationpro.com. I'm happy to talk to you about your situation, what the plans are, what you'd like to do, but I really specialize in Infusionsoft application startup and setup, where I help you import in your contacts, get your campaigns set up and ready to go. I can also do, if you already have Infusionsoft or you want to do a campaign and you want me to set it up and help you launch it, I can do that. Also, I'm working on an affiliate partner training system for Infusionsoft, and what this is teaching you how to set up your JV partner commission structure, the products, the promotions, and all of this tracking and the campaigns that go with it. I teach you how to do that in a training class. So send me an email, and I'd like to start a conversation with you, and feel free. It's no commitment. If you want to hit me up for a question or just talk about a situation, I'm happy to do that. And it's been a real joy and pleasure being part of the JV Success Summit and working with you, Marie. And I appreciate this time. If people have watched to the end here, good for you, and hope to talk to you soon.
All right. Wow. Thank you so much, Roger. And if I have to say for our audience right now, if you're thinking about switching to Infusionsoft, you have to go through Roger. I mean, you know, when I did mine, and I was right into getting my summit up, and I wouldn't have done that one or able to do that one without the help of Roger. So I really encourage you to connect with Roger, especially if you're thinking about switching to Infusionsoft. He will help you set it up, and all of these cool bonuses that he has. And also, he knows this stuff. I mean, he is the Infusionsoft guy that I would turn to, and other big names in our industry. So really encourage you, if you are thinking about this one, please connect with Roger. And if you flash back the contact info again on the screen.
I can do that. Yep, there it is.
So that will be roger@theautomationpro.com. That's his email, and I will, the replay also, we're going to be able to provide this for them, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. The recording of this will be available once we're done with this, and I'm just going to leave it on the same page on my website for now.
All right. Yes. So if you contact Roger at roger@theautomationpro.com, he will discuss with you what your needs are, the prices for it according to what your needs are, and he'll help you set it up. If you are planning an event or a launch, he will set the sequence for you. He will help you create the sequence for you. So he will customize the pricing of that according to your need. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, and I can get people better deals than what you see listed on various web pages. And most people are really surprised at how inexpensive it is. And more importantly, regardless of how much money you spend on something, it's the return on investment that you get. That's the important thing. When you're running a business, you don't want to waste money, but you do want to invest money that gives you a return. And that's where I really focus on getting the return on investment for Infusionsoft every time.
Yes, and you'll be surprised because I was really surprised. I was paying more than what I was getting with the deal that I got from Roger. So he really works with you on the on the best that works for you with your business. And you might be thinking that if and don't go to the Infusionsoft site because you will see different prices there and you will be shocked. So I highly encourage you to to contact Roger, because he's gonna create a custom pricing for you and the level of what you need, and you'll be surprised because I was really shocked. I was expecting more because I was paying more from the outside CRM that I was using, and I was like, wow, this is a no-brainer. Plus the fact that he's helping you set it up, I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer deal. So I highly encourage you to contact Roger first, especially if you're thinking of switching to Infusionsoft. Don't go to the website, because you will see different pricing there. Because since Rogers is a consultant expert on Infusionsoft, they had this custom pricing that they can do for you. Plus, you're gonna get help from him, and that you cannot get from anywhere. So, really encourage you to email Roger at automationpro.com. I'm gonna send an email as well with the recording of this and his contact details that you can connect with him. So that will be about it. I can't encourage you enough to connect with Roger, especially with this. And if you are doing a summit or an event or a product launch, wow, there's so many moving parts to it. And if somebody can help you reduce the stress or the overwhelm, that will be Roger. And really encourage you to take him up on this, because that was the best decision I've ever had, especially when I started my summit. I should have done this one a long time ago, and I'm glad I did finally. So I'll be grateful forever for your help, Roger. So thank you so much, Roger at theautomationpro.com. I will send an email to you also together with the recording so you can watch. So again, Roger, this has been awesome. You've done so much for our community, for the JV Success Summit community. I really encourage you. This was beyond what I was expecting. I learned a ton myself, and I'm sure our audience learned a ton as well. So thank you for being with us today. Thank you for bringing this value. Thank you for staying this long, answering all our questions and everything that we want to learn about email sequences for our JV promotion. And not only that, you help us understand managing our affiliates and how to make it easier for us, as well as this great deal that you have in Infusionsoft. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate your time, and thank you for being with us all this 90 minutes plus that we've been together. So thank you so much. Any parting words, Roger?
Yeah, you're very welcome, and thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure and a joy working with you, and having the JV Success Summit be such a success. And I'm sure you'll have many more. And this is just the beginning of a big start with Success Summits and other ventures. So you're very welcome for today. I really appreciate it. And if anybody has questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.
All right, we are wrapping up. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.